Right, so everybody, welcome. This is part two of a three-part training of how to truly scale your business online. Today, we're going to be going over social media selling, or my top tips on how to post and attract new paying clients using social media. So whether you're selling a book, music, coaching, consulting, even a small business owner, I've helped my clients who have local businesses bring in more clientele, Pilates studios, gyms, like this training I'm teaching in yesterday's as well. It's all about thinking creatively to how you can apply this to your business. Now, again, we have two routes we're doing live. One is I've got VIPs here on Zoom who are going to be asking they bought in, they're able to ask me specific questions about their business after I do this presentation. And then there's those of you watching this live stream. So let me know whether you're live on Zoom or live on Facebook, where you're coming in from. Let us know in the comments and the chat. It's so exciting to see people coming in from all over the world. And then I'm here personally, I'm in Dallas, Texas this week. I'm going to be in California next week. In April, I'll be in Nashville again, I believe. So it's just incredible that I have a business that I can run from anywhere, anytime. And this is what I want to teach all of you, that you have that capability inside of you as well to scale your business as a solopreneur or with a very small team to 6, 7, and even 8 figures. Cool. So I'd love to know where you're coming in from. And as always, share what you do. You never know who's watching. Even just yesterday, one of my clients matched with another client, was like, I want to buy that photography thing in Paris. So all of us are network. And when you grow your network, you grow your net worth. And so today on the social media training, I'm going to teach you how to do that. Okay. So we just got done in the 7-figure club with a 30-day challenge of the 3-10-10-3. It's a method I'm working on trademarking. And it's a very specific method on how many times to post, what kinds of posts to post on social media, how to hold yourself on social media to attract premium clients, okay? Because what you want to do is just the same way that you post on social media, and it's going to position yourself in a powerful way. Okay. So really fast, for my VIPs, I am aware that the chat is disabled until I bring you on camera. Use the Q&A as your chat for now. Thank you. Okay, so let's get going on this. And I'm going to share with you also just a tiny bit about me, because sometimes, there's a lot of people out there, and we don't always know who does what and why they do it. So if you're not familiar with me, I am Tiana with Tiana Smith Coaching. I'm going to share my screen for a minute, and I'm going to just share a little bit about me and why I actually am legit about listening to me, why you should listen to me. 1 second. I'm going to grab this thing. I opened up the wrong one. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to breathe. If you want to take a deep breath in yourself, and also take this opportunity to close out all other windows. What I'm giving you is truly some of my life's work. Okay. And so it's really important to tune in to really learn, and we're going to work together on this. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen now. Let's go here. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to present this one image. So just a little bit about me is these are some companies I've worked with and for. I've been called in to be a social media marketing and business strategist and coach with Warner Music. I've done songs as well as marketing for Sony Records. I've won awards with lots of different companies, been on radio, TV, film, and coached celebrities and clients. But over here on the right, and there is a picture of Amy Porterfield, I've gotten to do landing page marketing workshops in her group, which is such a blessing. She's a huge inspiration to funnel work. I learned from her a decade ago. And I have my master's degree in marketing. But my real passion is these amazing entrepreneurs that I get to coach. And because through each of them, they're reaching more people that I would never get to talk to, because they're meant to be in your life. So each of you, the vision and the dream on your heart, it really truly does matter. I saw a really fun thing. I'll talk to face for just a minute to share with you how passionate I am about these things. And that my love language is helping other people believe that their dreams are possible, tapping back into your childhood dreams. I pursued music, and then I pursued marketing because I was able to do it more fluidly with small children at home. And because of those two pieces in my career, and starting at 11 years old and starting in marketing at 16, and in combining those, I have a lifetime of experience that I'm able to share with you today. So when I'm going to share with you these social media tactics and these simplified ways of doing it, it's because it took years of complicated methods, like listening and filtering all these different people saying this and going with my gut, looking through things and seeing a pattern. One of my giftings is seeing patterns. Okay. Is anybody else out there? You know what I'm saying? So are you able to I can look around and start to see it specifically with online marketing. And even with music, when I was learning music theory, I saw the patterns and it helped me have the latch in. How do you simplify something? In fact, something that is simpler is usually harder to attain that. Us as humans, I want to give you this in-depth spiel. It's important to understand this. I can give you very simple, like, go do this, go do that. But I want you to understand why it's actually difficult as human beings to actually simplify, to go to the next level. We are drawn to chaos. When you go into cities and things like that, things start to just get so chaotic. But nature teaches us simplification and duplication. And I am a believer in God, so I believe God made it that way. But even just looking at nature, the way a seed, I love plants around me, a seed, I could take one of these succulent pieces, take this little piece from it right here. And if I replanted this is so amazing, nature, it can go and then go plant in another pot if you just take care of it. It's incredible. And so why I share that is there is a systemized, duplicatable way that you can very simply wake up each morning and have a way to market your business. And that's one of the things I'm going to teach you today. Now, I can only share so much with all of you on a 1-hour call, right? We just know that. And I have to go at 5 till today. So we're going to have about 50 minutes together right now. And I can teach it to you though. And then I've been following this. I'm going to share with you a calendar that I'm going to share this with you. Today is the last day of our 7-figure club 30-day marketing calendar. I'm actually going to walk you guys through this today. This is usually just a part of my VIP high-level paid thing, but it does no harm off my back to share this with you. It's a method that I have developed. I have proven over and over and over again. My clients who have followed this have had their first 10K months, their first 70K months. I personally just following it when I stick to it as well. Anytime I need a big push in my business, I closed an extra 70,000 or more in contracts during these 30 days. So if you're looking for that, and this is organic, I think I paid $10 in boosted posts, which I don't even know if that part helped with my leads this time. Well, with leads, but not sales. I teach another method with that, but I want to break this down for you. I want you to understand this is a duplicatable system that you don't need to be jumping from course to course, coach to coach. You can follow something and stay put. But here's the deal. The same way a plant needs sunshine and water, and depending on what plant, how much of each, this is your sunshine and water. You need to plant the seeds, you need to water them every day. Now, if you're not into being consistent, you will not have consistent cash flow. So let's say it together and type it in the comments. Consistent marketing equals consistent cash flow. But if you are inconsistent in your marketing and your sales calls, of course, you're going to have inconsistent cash flow. So write it in the comments or put a big money emoji if you are committed to consistent cash flow. And that's what consistent social media marketing does. Now, before I dive right into social media marketing, I do want to say this. You are going to get faster results if your branding on social media is luxury. That is just the way it is. There's a really cool article, and Grace, if you can even write it down, that I will find it. Actually, Eli, my fiance, told me about it. We were watching this video. It's great. I want to put it in the group today for all of you for some extra little action steps. And this matters. Payless Shoes did a thing in a luxury mall recently, and they retitled it Paylessy, P-A-L-E-S-S-I, instead of Payless. And they put it in more of like a Gucci style luxury shoe store. They retitled it, and they had done some hype. This was a marketing thing. And all these people came there and they were buying shoes. They were Payless shoes $500, $600. And it's really funny because it's on like YouTube, it's on a news channel. They were interviewing people. At the end, what Payless did was they're like, well, this is actually just a Payless store. And they're like, what? And everybody felt like kind of silly, you know? And they're like, everyone got the refund of their $500, $600 they spent on a $20, $30 shoe, and they got to keep the shoe. But it just goes to show, I really want you to understand this. Like yesterday, when we talked about luxury branding, it is about positioning yourself. So if you're one of those, you're like, I don't know if I can sell something high ticket or whatever, you're right, but it is possible. And it actually doesn't even take tons of time. It does take branding, which usually most people don't have that skill set. That's why I do that. But the thing is, I just want you to know as I show you how to do all this, it is assumed you have good branding, because you can follow the 3-10-10 and you can still get sales, but you're going to get higher ticket sales and you're going to have more sales when it looks luxury. As human beings, we are drawn to beauty. Put it in the comments. What beautiful things do you love? It's not just things, it's nature, it's beautiful locations. Why do people travel the world to see these beautiful locations? We want to have an experience like what we talked about yesterday, and we want to have beauty. So if your brand is not providing either of those things, they will click away. So again, I'm going to break down what the 3-10-10 means. I'm going to give you the calendar checklist. Those of you in the VIP, you actually get the printable. I recommend you do it, fill it out, put it up. The point of having paper is to do that. And if you don't have a printer, order a printer or go to Staples and print it out for 10 cents, or a library, wherever. There's just no excuses, guys. Like, this is a place of no excuses. Okay. So I want to share with you though that, because you get 2 seconds to grab someone's attention. It's not long enough to read a post or watch a video. So your branding, the way you hold yourself, the way you wake up, the way you get ready and get on video is going to matter. So Payless had the same exact shoes, put it into a luxury environment, aesthetically pleasing, totally different sign, different fonts, luxury fonts, and could sell the same shoe that was $30 for $500. And people would not have known the difference. They were sharing that people don't know. What people want is luxury, and what people want is experience. So you can keep $20, $30 prices, or you could level up your branding. You could level up your consistent marketing, and you could go high ticket. So type high ticket in the comments if you're ready for high ticket. Because here's the deal. You can serve people who have $100 to spend with you, or you can serve people who have 10,000. Now, of course, I'm not just talking about labeling something that's $30 for $100 or for $1,000. I'm talking about building an experience like what we talked about yesterday. Instead of just doing a photo shoot in Paris, instead you get the photographers, you get the stylists, you get the team together. Then you're building all that value, but that value per client might be an extra $1,000. And instead of only charging $250 or $500, you can then charge $9,000 more dollars. Okay. So, and then you hit the people who can afford it. Let me know if this is making sense to everybody. If somebody could put in the Q&A for me, like, yes, this is working. Yes, I believe in this. Yes, I want to tap into this. Okay. So that's the branding piece. Okay. So again, you need a professional branding expert. This is not something you can just wing it and do unless you personally have experience. But once you have this gorgeous branding in place, let's talk about the consistent social media marketing. Everybody ready? So now I'm going to share my screen and we're going to dive into the calendar and what this actually looks like. Okay, let's go. All right, Grace is saying, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to spend about 10 minutes or so on this. This is the calendar checklist right here. Okay, so I'm going to download it. And I'm going to open it separately. That way I can access it a little easier. Okay. So for any of you who went the VIP track, you get this for included, and it is already, there's a whole module on this, but I'm going to also walk you through it and also take any questions. Okay. So here's the point of the checklist. On this page, it talks about my 3-10-10 method, and part of the 3 posts a day, one of them is a video tip. Now let's talk about why. Okay. So if we come down here, You need to make sure that you are posting value-driven content 3 times a day on your social media of choice. Now, I do post on Facebook and Instagram, and sometimes I'll upload something over to TikTok or YouTube, but I just choose one. If it's Instagram, it's Instagram. If it's Facebook profile, that's personally my highest converter myself. That's the ones I believe in posting. And when you are in my 7-figure club, I do go in depth into how you can post on all of them. Now, what do we mean about value-driven content? I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share with you exactly what I mean. Okay. So let's go over to my profile on Instagram, which of course you guys can come over here and follow me. I'm at Tiana_Smith_coaching. Okay. So value-driven content. Value-driven means you're going to give some kind of value. Now, value can mean all kinds of different things. I really recommend you write this down. Value can be entertainment. Value can be education. Value can be polling the audience, getting their opinion. Value can be fun. Value can be information. Value could be style tips. There's so many ways to bring value. So I'd love to know in the comments, what is your niche? What are you focused in on? So my focus is business to business, and I help entrepreneurs scale to 6 and 7 figures through luxury branding, cash injection coaching, and done for you funnels. So the cash injection coaching, the done for you funnels, and like all the marketing tips, I can come in over here. Another value thing is just is something that's an affirmation. Why is that valuable? Because if somebody's scrolling and they read this and they have a positive connection to you, they are going to have a positive connection to your brand. Okay, so this is why this is so important. And side note, you need to make sure that all your social media channels are consistent. Tiana Smith Coaching, 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 Tiana Smith Coaching. What are yours? If you've got all kinds of different names going on, please go change that today. That is on your homework. That is a side note. You need to make sure that every single thing where people find you is consistent. Get it as close as possible. Sometimes different usernames are taken, but you got to get it as close as possible. Okay. So down here, let's talk about more value. This is inspirational quotes, inspirational quotes. Value add is also letting people know that you are real deal. So you can share things like testimonials. So I would just be writing down all these tips. Now, these are on the calendar checklist, but you paid for a live thing for a reason. So I'm flowing with you. I'm feeling it out, right? So write it down in the comments if you're live on Facebook, right? Like just be like, okay, it's entertainment, it's education, it's inspiration, it's testimonials. Okay, this is also value. So this is me and Eli. We went to an event and we're sharing that we went and got these t-shirts done. Well, why is this valuable? We're helping people think about this for their business. I already have people be like, wow, I need to get my t-shirts done. So since we work with other business owners and brands, we're also leading by example, which is highly valuable. Okay, you see what I mean? So it's not just that we are self-promoting. Of course we are. You should be your best self-promoter should be you. You should be the best marketer for your company out of the whole business. Even if you had a business full of 1,000 marketers, you should be the best because it's your brand. Okay, so I really want to teach people that if you're not proud to just wear your shirt everywhere you go and your stuff and wear it everywhere. I mean, people were coming up to us because of our t-shirts, the 7-figure club, wore it to dinner. You see what I mean? This is value. Insights into your life is value because if you are positioning yourself as a leader on social media, which you should be, they want to see your life. All right, now let's talk about actual like to-dos. All my videos are really specific to-dos. And this is a really quick way. This is a part of the 3 posts a day. So one is like value driven in one of those capacities. You can switch it up. Testimonial. It can be a call to action post. We'll talk about that in a minute. Your videos are such an awesome way. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, write it down. Why is it 1 minute? It has to only be 1 minute, friends, because the reels can support 1 minute. The stories can support 1 minute. YouTube shorts can support 1 minute. You're then able to repurpose that 1 minute video tip of the day through all these social media platforms. Okay, this is where the truth lies in that. So it's super important. Tip of the day. Why is a video essential? Let's be honest. Anybody can hire a VA to do a post. You can say, hey, maybe you do have your branding. Here's your post. Here's your colors. But do you know what almost nobody will do every day? A video tip of the day. So that's one. It puts you at the very top of positioning because it's like this person's getting on camera. This is real. Now, what does video do that a post cannot do? Nobody can fake it. Okay, I know there's AI stuff now that's lame. There's always going to be lame ways and fakes, but let's talk about real people. Okay, let's talk about you. Nobody can fake you. Nobody can fake your life. Okay, so when you're getting on camera and you're coming on here and you're being you, then nobody can fake you. And no VA can make that post for you. Look, I have my awesome team, and I don't even consider them VAs. They're like an amazing part of my team. I want people like a part of the team, a part of the mission. It encourages them. But let's say even having virtual assistants that people have, they can go through and make all these posts, but where's the soul? Where's the depth? You know, it reminds me, so I had some music teachers that were really big in the music business as well in Nashville, Tennessee. And this man gave me an awesome tip that I remember to this day and I apply it to now. This was like 20 years ago when I was a teenager. But he said, you know, Tiana, if you want now information, don't buy a book. Everybody should be writing this now. There are some books. He's talking about things that are moving. Some knowledge is timeless. Things like the Bible, seems like even some certain strategies. But as far as marketing, as far as monetizing in 2023, let's be honest, it's constantly changing. You know, Facebook is rolling out a new thing where reels can be longer. I think it's 90 seconds now. You know, Gary Vee was talking about this. Meta is changing some things. You can get these. All of this is constantly changing. So why am I sharing this? Because this is why I don't believe in content calendars. And this is a fill in the blank calendar, but I'm saying show up. You can get certain things prepared ahead of time. And I teach this in my more in-depth 7-figure club in the app that we have. I have a whole thing on how to prepare for this, which is epic and amazing. But to briefly walk you through this, he said, if you want now information, get a magazine. Well, this was before the internet totally blew up. This was before social media, before Facebook. So I grew up right when, like in my early 20s, Facebook came around. So I'm 41 now. So like I had both worlds. I had the print world. I learned how to do marketing and I released press releases. I built websites at 19, 20 years old. Okay, friends. So I've been around a long time in business and I've been in business for myself. And I've gotten to see the change and the shift. And it's cool. It's awesome. And we live in the easiest time to market our business. The only reason you are not making the money you want to make is because you are not willing to show up and be disciplined and to show up and also invest in your business. The other thing is it takes a risk. It takes a risk to hire somebody out for $10,000, $20,000. But unless you learn to get help and to get professional things done, you're going to be spinning your wheels, like scooping essentially dirt from here to dirt to there. And that's it. So back to the point of this. If you want to stay relevant, you need to get in front of people. You need to talk about what's going on in the news. And so it's not about some book that's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years old. It's about now. It's about marketing. It's about media. It's about now. And it's getting in front of people so they know who you are. And if you're not willing to show up on social media and do that, then don't say you want 6, 7 figures. And don't say you want to be on TV and on a news channel and sell your book to Barnes and Noble or do whatever things. Because guess what? All those publishing companies and all those media outlets, you're going to have to be in front of people. So why not prepare now to meet the people, grow your audience, have leverage, get a better deal of whatever deal that is now or in the future, or your now money. Woo, okay, is everybody with me? You flowing with me? This is the truth. I'm giving you the truth bombs. Having worked in the entertainment business, worked in media, worked in marketing, and working now in the business, I've flown all over the world and people have flown to me. So I'm giving you the real deal right here, okay? Get those questions ready because we're almost ready for question time, okay? So over here, let's finish out the 3-10-10 and you can rewatch this training. So what other kinds of posts? We've got a video tip of the day so that you can share it through stories. You can share it through YouTube shorts. We have also got call to action posts. You must get good at call to action posts, getting people to take action, getting people to take action. And what does that mean? That means that when you do a post, you're going to say comment funnel for more info, DM me the word fill in the blank for more info. You're going to ask people to take action like this one. This was a screenshot of our 7-figure club a couple weeks ago. DM us, direct message us to get started. This is a call to action post, meaning I'm going to give you some information. I'm going to lift up my other people I work with. But look, if you want to be a part of this, DM us to get started. Because here's the deal, friends, write it down. Cart is always open. Cart is always open. Cart is always open, meaning you are always open for business. So every post shouldn't be a call to action post, because that's like going into a store where people are just like constantly saying, can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? And believe me, I've so been guilty of it. Like, okay, obviously I'm a salesperson. I believe in what I do, but what we want to balance it with is information, is value. That's why the videos are so great, because you're like, hey, here's this great video tip of the day. Like, I'll give you some examples, and you're giving all this amazing value. I mean, even this training I'm doing right now is free. Not crazy. I'm literally giving you stuff that took me my lifetime to learn in an hour. Okay. So this is another value-based one. Here's a mindset tip of the day. And I actually thought about it, went into it, and scheduled this. You see what I mean? Like, I'm not just pulling stuff out here. This is stuff I believe in. This is stuff I've worked on. This is me walking down to my mailbox and telling you about the difference between good mail and bad mail versus like spam. Okay. So it's so important to give the good stuff. It's just awesome. You can come check out my page. I give you these examples, and in the back part of this, in your guys's 3 training, wherever it just went, I think it went back here, I walk you through this. So for those of you who upgraded, there's a whole video training walking you exactly through how to use this content calendar. And then I also talk about how do you find your ideal clients, how do you connect with new people, and how do you even message people each day? And that's the 10 and the 10. So I'm going to give that to the VIP, because I want to see if anybody has a question right now, because it is time to move us over to the Q&A. And so for anybody who would like to answer some questions, I'm going to move everybody over to, and of course you don't have to, I'm going to promote to panelists and to co-hosts. I'm going to take questions, and we're going to go more in depth into this for the next 20 minutes or so. And if you don't want to be a panelist or get coaching live, that is fine, but we're going to take turns, and you're going to have the opportunity to do that. I'm going to coach you guys live and give you the goods. So I'm so excited to hear what you have to say about all this. And then I'm going to make everybody co-host. So just in case you want to talk or be on camera, you can. So give me 1 second. I'm being the leader of the pack, vroom, vroom. If anybody gets that reference, that's awesome, that old song. And I'm also being your host. So let's just see what we can do. Okay, I think I've turned on all your videos and made you all co-host, those of you who wanted to be on. Hey, Grace. All right, is it working okay? Take a sip of coffee. Like as if I need more coffee. I'm going like 1,000,000 miles per hour. Did that all come through okay? Okay, so we've got a few people on here. If any of you have a question, let me know over here. Let me know questions. And yeah, we haven't talked about, somebody said that, did I go over objections? No, really what I've talked about is just really getting positioned, the luxury branding. And if you have a question about objections, you go ahead, unless if Marianne or Taffy has a question, let me know. Sent our a lovely, I don't know why it's saying Grace on another person's picture. Do you see that too, Grace? Is that happening for you?
Something is going on. I'm trying to fix it.
It's okay. Katie, do you want to ask your question about that? So how do we take people off social media and get them on a sales call? This is a good time to actually have a conversation about that, because usually people have a lot of questions about that. So I'll kind of lead with, on the calendar checklist, I talk about, okay, now let's say you're doing all these posts. How do you take people off of the likes and comments to a sales call? I just want to say, like, I think a common like people don't get it is they think like just because you're posting, all of a sudden you're gonna have 10 sales or 100 sales. And that's just like usually just not the case unless you're really pouring $10,000, $20,000 a month into Facebook ads. So the approach that I am taking, to be clear, is an organic approach, and that during your power hour or power 2 hours a day of marketing and sales techniques, you're doing your posting, and then you're coming over and you're doing reach outs. Okay, so I'd be happy to talk about sales and objections as well. I'll answer any question right now, but to finish that off, what I do is if anybody is liking or commenting on those call to action posts, the posts that, like I just showed you guys, are about a boot camp coming up, the posts that are about a free offer, the posts that are about a free call, I'm literally messaging the people that are liking and commenting and saying, hey, I saw you like that post. Would you be interested in a free strategy call? And then when I get them on a sales call, then we're going through a typical sales call, which is like a little different than this training. But yeah, if anybody has any questions about anything, I kind of covered this. I gave you the extra homework you can go do, but we have time to take questions. So Would you like to ask about objections? If you do, what kind of objections would you like to talk about? Okay, so are you wanting to come on camera or do you just want to type it, Katie? I'm happy to have you also come on camera. Let me know. Katie's saying she feels objections happen for 2 reasons. That you need to explain the value and experience better. Are you just wanting to type today, Katie? Just, it's easier if you do not want to type. Okay, you want to come on camera? Come on camera, Katie. What's up again, girlfriend? I mean, this is what happens. What is it? Favor loves the bold. Loves the brave, whatever it's called.
Right?
Yeah, the rest of you, come on, get
know.
brave. We're here for you. Okay, so yeah, so tell me about the objections. So, and give me reference of what objections, like at what place are you hitting objections?
So the objections for me are typically on the sales call, right? The inquiry call, sale call. And because it's usually once I explain the experience and whatnot, they're getting really excited. And then once I give them that point of like, okay, here are my prices, does that work for you? And that's typically when a large majority of the people that inquire are like, oh, you know what I mean? And then even though I explain to them like, hey, don't worry, I've got payment plans. I can customize that. We can make this a lot more doable for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they still are like hesitant. And I know that it's really more so because that they're just not valuing the experience enough, right? To really see what the value is in it for them to be investing in that kind of money.
Okay, so there's a number of things that can help this. There's the one part is positioning you, and that starts with your brand online, and that starts with even the way you talk about it, and it also starts with you qualifying leads more before you even get on a call. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The second part is always going to be our own mindset around money, because in our own value, because when you wrote down there, and I love that you did, you said, I need to explain the value and experience better. You might need to, that's for sure. That, like I said, that's this part. But there's another part, which is like, are you investing in your business the way? Are you having objections to people you want to hire? Because what ends up happening is we mirror what we're facing. So I'm going to deal with this in a minute. I just want to put this as a bug in your ear because it's kind of like your own homework to do. But I want to say it because it's important, because sometimes we can fix all these things, but this could still be an issue, right? Because if we don't believe that, like, we can receive that. And then also, if we're not investing in our own business, I do want to say this, and it's not just because I sell something, and it really isn't. It's just the truth. When I don't invest in my own stuff, my money stops with people investing in my programs. Because there really is something about like, it's like, in order to receive, we must give. And in order to give, we must receive, right? We shouldn't just be the givers, but we also shouldn't just be the receivers. And so does that all make sense? Like there's both. Okay. So I want you to kind of today, when you're doing this work after this call, I do want you to go within yourself, and any of you on here, because believe me, what you just said is what we've all faced. And I'm actually going to give you a really fun, simple way to apply it even in my own life. Okay. So I drive a Jeep, and people give duckies to cool Jeeps. And I didn't have one ducky, little rubber duckies. It's a thing. You guys can Google it. Okay. So they other Jeep owners will put a little ducky that, yes, they carry them around, a little ducky in a Jeep, the driver's side door, if they like your Jeep, or if they just want to encourage you, right? It's really fun. So when you guys are all on about, you'll start to notice in Jeep dashes, there's a bunch of duckies typically. Well, I never had one. And all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be over here like, oh, where's my ducky? I went and bought a bunch of duckies. And I started giving them out like crazy. Okay. And about a month into that, after having a Jeep for 6 years, a month into it. And also I didn't find out about the ducky thing till maybe a year and a half ago. And so like, but just a month into being aware of it, it was like, there's an awareness. So it's interesting because I think this is the case with anything we do. There, I was aware, and I was like, then I wanted one. And then I was like, well, to receive, shouldn't I give first?
Yeah.
Is also
Right.
why I teach value-based marketing. So I went and bought all these duckies. I started giving them out. Yeah, within just a few weeks, I had a ducky. I came out of my car one day and I had a ducky. And what's crazy is we keep rebuying me and Eli like duckies. And then within like the last couple months, I've had 3 after 6 years of none. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like by giving, it opened the gates to receiving. And I mean, this is a spiritual principle, but it's so true. It's actually universal law. And somebody I love studying, write this down, is Bob Proctor. And he has a free audio book on YouTube. Anybody can listen to it, called You Were Born Rich. And it's so good. So that's one, is if we want to receive, where could we give more? And even if it's not financially or a lot of money financially, where could I give more value to my prospects? Like sometimes people are like, well, I'm just going to give up. And my whole thing is like, I'm just going to give more. Now, I'm not going to give a free photo session. I'm not going to give away my information that like today you guys have bought in, but this is a part of, I've given this away, but I'm not giving the whole, like, this is how you angle it. This is my personal, like when I work with my clients on this, I literally help them create their content for 30 days. You see what I mean? The difference?
Yeah.
So I know which pieces I can draw out that I'm like, you know what? It's already made. It's going to take me 20 minutes to make a video for somebody on how to use this. And maybe that person really, it helps them make $5,000 that changes their lives, their kids' lives, whether they hire me or not, it's okay. Because my source does not come from humans. It comes from above. And so that's one. This is the mindset work. Okay. So this is a fun example. Now back to objections and value. Okay. Quick things. If you don't have a qualification funnel, which I don't think you do, but most people don't. I have a whole funnel for this, Katie. So part of like when you go to like scalewithtiana.com, and I'm just gonna screen share and share it with you, because you can create some smaller versions of this. Again, this is like, you know, I can give away some of the information because anybody can go here. This is my qualification thing. So Katie, if it was for you, it would be like, I help women entrepreneurs. The reason I would choose that personally as a field is it's a write-off for them to work with you. So they are more apt to pay higher ticket. So if I was writing something like this for you, it'd be like, I help women entrepreneurs be empowered through fun, gorgeous luxury branding in locations around the globe without wasting more time and money with photographers who don't know what they're doing and being around people that you're not into being around. Like, do you see what I mean? Like this, that's just like a super fast thing.
Yeah.
When people go to click to apply. So do you see how this would even immediately position you for higher ticket people? I do have people who stop filling out my form because they're like, I don't think I'm there yet. And that's not a negative thing to happen. It's actually positive. And I said, well, please just fill it out, because then I can stay in touch with you. And let me send you a freebie as like, because I have all these freebies, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it positions me. It's about me. You learn, wow, this girl's got master's degree. She's got bazillion testimonials going on over here. Screenshot after screenshot of social. So one is positioning. Now, this is a fancy way of positioning. This is why people pay me big dollar to do it, right? So let's say, do you see what I mean, Katie? So that's one.
Yeah.
Second step, well, I'm grabbing their information. This is the part you guys can free offer this all day long. You can go on Google form. You need a qualification quiz. I do not get on a call with anybody until they have filled this out, because they need to know, I need to know where they're at, how serious they are. And you know what's really, really, really fun about this? My prices are right here. They do not have sticker shock when I am on the call with them. They know my prices are 50,000, 20,000, 10,000, and they could just buy a course. If they're just buying a course, I'm not doing the sales call, because I position myself so high and I value myself. So when I said, yes, you might need to explain the experience better, but even before you explain the experience, you need to value yourself enough that you're just putting those numbers right out there. And if they're not in a place where they could invest with you, they're not going to get on a call with you, Katie. You're not going to get on the call with that. Does this help?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because what I have right now for people to inquire is that I do have a little, I do have a form, quiz, but it's not as in depth as that.
Go in depth.
Because like, I'll ask like, hey, are you, what are, for me, obviously with photography, I'll ask like, are you looking for just a couple photos, or are you looking for something like a large canvas to display on your wall and albums? Like
Yeah.
what are, like as a way of asking, but I can go further into that.
And
to
I
kind
wouldn't
of
ask
really,
about what they're wanting to buy, because when we talked yesterday, like, I mean, I would repurpose the company. So little one-off things don't give us a lot of money unless you've got a
Right.
huge list. Okay. Like I'm talking
Right.
80,000 or more is really what, like, let's say bigger companies, if you ever were to get acquired, they're looking for an email list and a following in general between email lists and followers of 100,000. Why are they looking for that? Because they know if you're selling anything that's any kind of low ticket price point, which is under $1,000, you need that kind of list to support that to make a 6-figure income, let alone a 7-figure income. Okay. So why I'm sharing that is, instead, if I would focus more on like, how much money are you really making from a Canva thing? $100 is great here and there, but if it takes the same amount of a phone call with somebody for $100 sale as a $1,000 or a $10,000 sale, focus the energy into the higher ticket, sell the other things later. There are seasons in our businesses. And if like the monthly goal or the yearly goal isn't being met, then you need to figure out, how do I position myself in a way to attract people? What can I sell? Once again, like yesterday's thing for that. So really it's not about the experience. Yes, the experience, like list out like the thing we did yesterday. So that's a part of it. And then you can create a Canva document or a Pinterest board with images. And, you know, if you worked with me one-on-one, I'd help you do all that. But even if you just do it on your own to the best of your ability until you work with me, you can still position yourself in a much higher level way by, one, making your qualification quiz way more in depth and having your higher price points on there. And here's a little side tip, gold nugget. The one that's the most popular. So my most popular is my $20,000 program. And that's $20K pay in full. It's an 8-week biz in a box, and I give you 6 months of support. But 50,000 is a program that I offer. And even if you don't sell many of them, lead with your highest one. You want the high one, most popular in the middle, and your low ticket underneath it. And that's the way you position. And the highest ticket thing always goes first. And the psychology of this is pretty simple. If you've ever been married or have a friend and you're sharing money with anybody, let's put it this way. Let's talk about Target for a minute. So you come home and your spouse is like, you went to Target, and they're like, how much did you spend today? Okay. And then you say, or it could be a parent, Grace. I'm sure you've heard your dad and mom talk like this. And then you say, baby, it was only $775 today. And they're like, what do you mean it was $775 today? You're like, just kidding. It was only $180. But if you had led with $180, they're still going to have the same reaction. They're like, what did you buy for $180? And instead, if you're just like, go really high and tease them, I'm not saying lie. It's just like, it's like, you know, you're buffering. It's just a psychology thing. And so sometimes like, it's not manipulation. It is psychology, and it does work. It works on me. I did something recently. I know what they're doing. I'm a marketer. It still works. I'm still like, I still like it. Like we got a new, actually we got a new, one of my clients is flying into Dallas, and we're doing a photo shoot that day. It's going to be awesome. So Katie, we should have talked. Maybe next time we kind of do a whole, that's another thing, you can collaborate with people. Okay. So this guy is like, he's smart. I didn't even ask for a discount, but what he did was when he sent the invoice, he knocked off all these discounts. Right. And it just made me feel like I was saving money, even though it was like exactly the price he quoted me.
You're like,
yeah, I'm like, thanks. And I get it. I like totally get it. But I'm still like, I saved some money. I saved like 30%. Yay, I saved $300. You know, like I just am like, I feel so good about myself. I'm so wise. So it's like all those things. Does that help you? So that the objections, so like really you want to squash objections before you even hear them. So another thing I like learned in network marketing, and I've said it on here. Do you guys notice? Would you guys like behind the scenes NLP? Should I like actually talk about it? Or do I just let you guys, do I just play the game? I'm really just a forthcoming person because it's going to work
Right.
anyway. Here's what I truly believe. If somebody wants to work with me, they'll figure out how to pay for it. I've seen people do it. I've seen people refinance their houses. I've seen people sell part of their retirement money to hire me. But guess what? In 30 days, they made it all back. And then imagine in 1 year, 2 years, what their life looks like. So I know that when I work with people that they're going to get like 10x, 100x the value. Okay. Even if it's 20,000, 50,000, you pay, man. You work with me for 6 months and pay 50,000. I promise you'll be making $1 million in those 6 months. Like, I can't guarantee these results. I'm like, these are not guaranteed results. Let me legally just protect myself. But the point is, if somebody really did that work, I actually do believe that, especially if they were investing at a higher level. Because let's be honest, when people invest at a higher level, they tend to work harder and make sure that dream comes true because they want their return on investment. So the other thing is making sure you're saying words like investment, never saying the word cost. Talking about when you do your live streams, talking about how much your price points are, Katie. Like, hey, when my clients, this Paris thing I'm building, you know, usually it's going to be $15,000 if you hire me one-on-one, but I'm going to do a group setting. So it's only going to be $10,000. You're going to save. You see what I mean? Like, I just throw in my pricing constantly. And so when people know when they message me, like, I don't get all that anymore. I don't get tire kickers. And sometimes I get somebody who's afraid to fill it out of intimidation. Can they really do it? And I'm also happy and gentle to walk them through that because like I've been there. I've been scared to wonder, can I really do this? But the truth is that any of you watching this, you, Katie, Taffy, Grace, you know, Jim, whoever's on here, whoever's watching online, yes, you can do it. The only difference between you and anybody else is a belief that you can do it, getting some strategy and help to do it, and staying the course until you do it. It really, it's like those three things, right? And so you're here learning these things. And yes, there's like knowledge bases, there's strategy, there's branding. But if you're like, I'm going to take this step by step and I'm just like, this is it. This is my time. This is the life I want to live. And I'm going to just figure it out. And then what happens is you figure it out. You figure it out. Yeah. Plus, when you work with us, you got us on your side, and you know, we're awesome. We're straight up, but we're encouraging. Here's what I truly believe about all of us. If you're believing something that is not like empowering about yourself or your life, that's a lie. That, like, if I want to put this simply, the mindset. So if words are coming up about yourself or about your life that are limiting belief, like just any kind of limitation, it could be about your body, it could be about your life, it could be about your finances, yourself. But if it's like anything less than like, I'm essentially a badass warrior and I'm incredible and I can do anything. And I do believe that through me, anything is possible. Like if it's anything less than that, it's not true. So then we have to figure out, then if I am believing something that is not true, how can I stop believing that? And this is like that deep inner work, but it absolutely then is connected to sales. Because see, if you're feeling like you're going to have to convince somebody else of your value, it means there's something within yourself that you actually don't believe that you're deserving of that value. Right? So like, that's the reality and that's the hard part, but it can go pretty fast once you're aware of it, right? So sometimes it's just awareness, and then sometimes it's like, I know I got this, but like, if like the branding looks crappy, then people aren't going to want to pay higher ticket. So sometimes we need to fix multiple things and that's okay, but we can fix it. I like Marie Forleo's saying that everything is figure outable. I love that, because it helps us be like, okay, I got this. And there's another song that's really good. I should create a Spotify playlist around this, by the way. It'll be like Sierra Level Up. And then I also like Lake Street Drive, I Can Change. That one's a little moody, but if you're ever crying a little and doing laundry and you could just chant it, I can change, I can change. You're just like, I can change, I can change. And then when you're ready for like the real level up, it's like level up, level up, level up, level up, right? So it depends on the mood, but either way, like just believing that anything is possible with me, this is possible. But I will say, like, look, if I didn't get where I am alone and I had people help me. I have a coach I work with once to twice a week for the last 4.5 years. And it's not a business coach. I'm amazing at business. I've been in business for a long time. It's like the mindset stuff, the subconscious belief stuff. And so when I say this, I have a nutrition fitness coach that I talk to almost every single day. And she's like, what did you eat today? Literally, I text her a picture of my smoothie and she's like, that does not look like the green smoothie that I texted you. It should be darker. How many greens are you putting in that thing? I don't think it's enough. I'm not joking. So when I say what I'm saying, I'm getting the help that I need in areas that I want help into. And again, like at the beginning, when you said that, I can speak in alignment because I do that, right? So then I'm able to pour into all of you because like I'm constantly pouring into myself. So it's like an overflowing. I'm like, this is cool. This is new. I was checking out news going on in the media, right? So that's why it's like, cool, let's talk about these awesome, exciting things. Is that awesome? You guys feel excited? So Katie's homework is, or Grace on the screen, is to go put those monies out there, right? Really take the time, even I'd say compound on yesterday's thing of really deciding what kind of life you want to live. And why, and like really honing in on that and not selling all these one-off products, potentially like a canvas. Again, this would be just included then, like, right? Like these are the bonuses you get to give to people when you charge high ticket. Like you get to give extras, you get to do that for people. You get to give them the thing you know they want. And that's what's really exciting. So I would say watch the 3-10-10 training in the group today. I think it's about 17 minutes like of the in-depth training for any VIPs and anyone that wants into it. And then like really look at your social media channels. Can we up level our branding? Is our name consistent? Do I have a way to qualify people? Why don't I believe I can charge what I believe? These are really important questions to ask yourself. Some resources for you. Of course, if you're VIP, you have the boot camp, you have the course, and you have access to me. And then the other resources is, what was the thing I was going to say? It left, but so it's okay. Oh, You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Everybody should be listening to that, right? So I have just a couple minutes here and I want to talk about, so we have two $5,000 scholarships for our higher ticket and two $2,000 scholarships for our 7-figure club mastermind or group coaching program. So we only have 2 spots open today for that. So you have to message me right now if you want that. We do have payment plans and we will chat with you. We will get on a call later today if that works for you or by tomorrow, but you do need to at least message us to get on the list. Overall, for this whole week, we're only going to have 5 openings. And today we're releasing the 2 scholarships. So you can decide if you want a one-to-one path or the group path, but we will help you get to your goals and we will come beside you. Anything about that, Grace? I know, Grace, you feel like you've been vibing, getting into it.
It all excites me. I mean, I was so happy yesterday when you just walk through the process of brainstorming and then you see now we come to the full vision of this is what it looks like to maintain it with social media, grow bigger, think bigger, mindset. You can never talk about mindset enough. I mean, it's no matter what stage you're in, there's always a new level you can go to. Personal growth wise, financial goals, everything is always growing. So I love this challenge. It's been amazing to hear. And I love the having people on. It definitely adds a new element to it. So Katie, you've been amazing. It was awesome to hear from you. So it was really fun to watch.
It does. If for any of you want to be brave for tomorrow, getting ready for live stream, we'd love you to be ready to get on camera and ask questions. Tomorrow I can stay later. I'll probably allot an extra 30 minutes. Like if we're having questions, like, because why we opened up VIP was to treat you like our 7-figure club. And hey, if any of you guys show up, we have a whole 7-figure club Thursday, at 11 Central. It'll be the hour before we're going to do a pop-up cool fun training Thursday. I'm not sure what it's going to be. It hasn't come to me yet. It's going to be something cool, but you could join us, as a paid member and a buy-in. And I will tell you this, when you buy in, stuff happens. The other thing is, there's a connection that happens when you tap into somebody else too. There really is. It always happens for me. Anytime I buy into something, I make so much money so much faster. When I invested in going to London a few years ago to learn more about ClickFunnels courses and different things to work with a small group, 10 people, I'd already bought a $3,000 course from this woman. And then what I did was in 2 weeks from then, and it was in London, and thankfully I had my passport, and I had my kids and everything, a single mommy, I had nobody else in my life. Like thankfully at that time, my parents were around. So I did ask them to watch my kids for, it was like just 5-6 days. and they helped out, and I got this ticket. I paid, I think, 12,000 USD. I'd never invested that much in my life, and I had to pay it all up front. This lady did not have payment plans. She's like, nope, if you want to meet me in person, you have to just figure it out. So I literally just like hustled to sell things so that I could pay that for her on top of all my normal California bills and family life. I have been my sole income earner. Okay, friends. So just so you know, this is how I make my living. So I did that. I flew there, and it was such an incredible experience. And since then, my income just took off. It's almost doubled and even tripled each year from then. And I really believe that when you invest in yourself, like you're looking at a $10,000 investment or California bills, no joke, right? $20,000 investment. And so whether you pay in full and you put it on a card or whatever, like if you know that like you've gone all in on yourself, it's just a business write-off. So one of my affirmations is that I work with clients who don't even ask me how much it costs to work with me. They just want to work with me. And that's kind of like how I personally hold myself, and just talking to you about that. Like, you know, there are other photographers, there are other funnel builders and assistants, but like when I met Grace, I knew I wanted to work with Grace. And it also when I talk to my clients, I'm like, if we can figure out how to learn things, because again, I think like I've been in positions in life where like I just need to learn, but having a coachable attitude, being willing to learn, give me 1 minute, guys, is so essential to any of this. So if you have a coachable attitude, if you have a figure it out attitude, we already have the system for you. That's the cool thing. Like we're actually not figuring it out at this point in my career, having done this so long. The cool part of this is it's not guesswork anymore. And that's really exciting, because it wasn't always like that. It was guesswork. And that's when I charged lower prices and I was figuring things out, but I always made sure I got there. And now we have a proven 3-part system that is proven to help you get those results. Whether you're wanting to grow your audience and sell more books and get a publishing deal, whether you're wanting to sell your photography things, whether you're a small business owner and you want to fill it up with scheduled appointments and you want to do business in life on your own terms, that's what we help you do. And we have this incredible way of doing it. We have an app, we have assistants, we have a funnel tech builder, you have me, and we're meeting with you, whether it's one-to-one. Obviously you're going to get the one-to-one done for you work. That's the higher price, or even as low as $1,000 a month, and a little bit lower because of the scholarship, it evens out. It's either $1,000 a month or $10K pay in full for the 7-Figure Club Mastermind. Friends, that's $1,500 less than any mastermind I've ever been in. Most masterminds start at $2,500 to $5,000 to $10,000 per month. And this is bar none. You will learn more. I have been in all these masterminds. I've taken these coaching and course things. I'm not saying that there's not other great people. Absolutely there are. But I'm telling you, we made sure that we can support you to help you get to the results. So if you're saying you want to make 10K per month and you're not willing to invest $1,000 per month, you're not actually meaning that. Because like I invest so much into my business every month and to get to where it needs to be. And any $1 million earner that I have talked to says the same things. They're like everyone's celebrating $100,000 win, but maybe it costs you 150 to get there. But you know, on the next level of growth, that then you can hit that $1 million level, and then you're profiting 700, 800,000. So there's levels to this whole thing. We want to help you learn how to grow your business with cash and doable cash investments. And you can put some on credit. And please remember, this is not debt. This is an investment. This is not where you're going and buying a $10,000 new outfit, which I wouldn't judge you if you did. But this is where like literally you're learning tools that you could then go buy a $10,000 outfit, because maybe you go make 30K. You know what? You've been wanting that 10K outfit, so you go get it. But you've also got 20K extra in cash, and you paid cash. So we're helping you multiply your money over and over and over again. We're going to help you have fun doing it. We love you. And yes, I might be like very honest and upfront, but I think that love is truth. And so we're going to be honest with you, but also we're going to pour into you, because again, we're only going to speak over you life. So Grace, do you have anything to say about that before we go for today?
Just show up tomorrow, because if you guys found value in this, you're going to be blown away by tomorrow, and maybe a special thing they're having on Thursday. More to come on that, but my goodness, like you guys, share in the comments your number one takeaway, your number one action point that you feel like you want to take. This is an implementation type of call, not just information. Give and receive value, give value, take value. Share your number one takeaway, what you've learned, what you've enjoyed. But this has been amazing.
Oh man, Grace, you're so sweet. Isn't she just amazing, everybody? And everybody on here, and Taffy and Katie and Jim and other people that I know had messaged me saying they'd have to go and come, and anybody here on Facebook, we just love you. We're going to make sure that we respond to any of your comments, any of your messages. So again, if you want access to the 2 scholarships that we're just releasing today, remember, we can get on a call if you need, and you need to message today to have access to that and at least get first in the list for that. And then let us know your action steps. As Grace said, we want to hear from you. We want to know what your takeaways are. It's really important to us. We take into consideration as we grow this business. And so, yeah, thank you for attending. Thank you for coming. We hope and pray you got just incredible value today. Drop some real stuff for you. Go get into action. And thank you, Grace. Thank you to everyone showing up. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, you don't want to miss it. It is the grand finale as far as trainings go, besides our surprise Thursday. It is the 3 things. It's a very streamlined presentation. And then I'm going to take up to an hour worth of questions after, if you guys wanted to stay on, have your questions ready. But it'll be 20, 30 minutes, but it's very streamlined. You want to be here. You want to be here live to make sure you also have access to some really cool things we're dropping. And we're going to share with you the 3 things you actually need in place to scale fast in 2023. This is Q1 already over with, friends. You've only got 9 more months after this. So if you're serious about scaling in 2023, don't want to miss it tomorrow. Let's rock it out. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, everybody. Bye.